I'm Pastor Steve, and I'd like to talk to you for a minute about a form of grievance that is very common in society, and that is the grievance between employer and employee. I encountered a story some years ago when doing some research on the history of the United Mine Workers, in which I read a story about a terrible explosion that occurred in a mine back in the late 1800s. It was the age of coal, and the mining and distribution of coal was critical to the economy of this country. There had been a terrible explosion, and someone burst into the manager's office to say, Sir, there's been a terrible explosion on level 3. And the manager says, "Did any mules get killed?" And that's a really good illustration about the history of employer-employee relationships, okay? It's good to know that because in so many workplaces, our employers are treating the mules better than they're treating us. Employment-employee relationship is human relationship. Managing those relationships is the task of human resource management. And the human side of that has to come first. Every manager, every supervisor needs to understand and know what the grievances of their employees are. And when I say grievances, those grievances could be physical grievances, they could be relationship issues, they could be financial issues, various forms of stress that we have. If you're leading people, you have to know how your people are doing, and you have to pay attention to that. It's absolutely essential. Similarly, co-workers on the line, co-workers working just together, need to reach out to one another and support one another in making sure that the various pains and grievances that are experienced are being managed. Even when it is necessary that an employee be terminated, that termination process is going to be a life crisis for the person who's being terminated. It's not just, get rid of the mule and get another mule. It's about human beings really reaching out and caring for one another. And that can help our workplaces to do better. Many managers will complain that, well, we have the bottom line. Of course you have the bottom line, but nothing is going to ruin your bottom line more than having a situation get out of hand and having some terrible thing occur. So it's time for us just to pay attention to one another, to love our neighbors, to care genuinely about one another. I'm Pastor Steve. Take a look at my website, pastorsteve.faith.